My name is Priyanka. Today we will learn science, okay? I'm going to teach you science today and our topic is food, our basic need. We are going to study about food, which is our basic need, okay? So students, let me tell you the contents. What are we going to study in this topic? Okay, this is the first part of the chapter, that is food. Okay, this is for class 4th. Okay students, we are going to study about food, our basic need, part 1. So what are the contents that are we going to study in this chapter? Let us move towards the contents. Okay students, the contents of our chapter are food groups, carbohydrates, proteins, fats and vitamins. Okay, there are more content in this topic. We will study that further in part 2. But for now, in part 1, we are going to study about the food groups, okay? Then carbohydrates, proteins, fats and vitamins, okay? So students, now let us begin with food. Okay, what is food, student? What do you understand by food? Food means the substance that you eat every day. What do you eat every day? What do you take in your breakfast, lunch and dinner? You eat food or not? Yes, we eat food. So what is food? Nutritious substance. Food is a nutritious substance that people or animal eat or drink to maintain life and growth is called as food. Why do we eat food? We eat food to maintain our life and to grow, isn't it? To grow healthy, to maintain our life, we eat food. Okay, so food is a nutritious substance that we eat daily in order to maintain life and growth. Okay, there are many different groups of food. Okay, the food substance that we eat has many different groups. Okay, the food that we eat has many substances that helps our body to grow and stay healthy and strong. Okay, the food that we eat that help us to grow, keeps our body strong and healthy. These foods have many different groups depending on the nutrition they provide. Depending on the nutrition, the energy they provide to our body, food is divided into many different groups. And what are the groups that food are divided into? Food are divided into carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Okay, understood? Food is a nutritious substance that we eat every day in order to maintain our life and to grow. Okay, we need to grow, we need to live. So for that, what we need to have? We need to eat food every day. Nutritious food, healthy food, okay? And these food groups, depending on the nutrition, they are divided into many different groups. Those are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Okay? So students, what are the groups of food? The groups of food are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals and vitamins. Okay, so now we will study about the groups of the food. Okay, what are carbohydrates, what are proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. We will study about all these food groups. Okay, so now let's move to the another topic, that is nutrients and nutrition. What do you mean by nutrients and what do you mean by nutrition? Okay, So students, now let us study about nutrition and nutrients. Okay, what are nutrients and nutrition of a food? So students, what do you mean by nutrients? Nutrients means the substance that are needed by our body for energy, good health and proper growth of a body is called as nutrients. Okay, the food that we eat contains many different nutrients, okay, which is needed by our body for energy, for proper growth, for good health, that is called as nutrients. Okay, and now what is nutrition? The energy and the nourishment that is obtained from the nutrients of the food, that is called as nutrition. Okay, the food that we eat, it gives us what? It gives us energy to work, to study, okay, to stay healthy, to stay fit. Okay, the food that we eat gives us what? Nourishment and energy. That is called as nutrition obtained from food. Understood? Now let us move to the next topic, that is carbohydrates. Okay, that is carbohydrate, and which is also a nutrient of a food. Okay. So now students, let us study about carbohydrates. Okay, what are carbohydrates? I already told you food are divided into many groups: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. And these carbohydrates, proteins, fat, vitamins and minerals are the nutrients of a food. Okay, and eating these nutrients, the energy, the nourishment that we get is called as nutrition. Okay, now let us study about carbohydrates. What is carbohydrate? Okay, carbohydrates are nutrients that gives us lot of energy to work and are known as energy giving food. What are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are known as energy giving food because these carbohydrates gives lots of energy to our body to do work. Okay, carbohydrate is very essential for our body. Why? Because these carbohydrates gives us energy. That is why this carbohydrate is known as energy giving food. Okay, by taking this nutrient, the food that we eat, if our food contains a good amount of carbohydrate, then our body gets good sufficient amount of energy to work, to do our work. It gives us energy. This carbohydrate in a food gives us what? It gives us energy to do our work. Okay, that is why this carbohydrate is also known as energy giving food. Understood students? These carbohydrates are known as energy giving food. And what are the food that provides us carbohydrate? From where do we get carbohydrate? Food items such as rice, wheat, corn, potato, etc. are very rich in carbohydrates. Okay, the rice that you eat, the wheat, that means the chapatis, the roti that you eat, it has lots of carbohydrates. Yes or no? This rice, this wheat, then corn, potatoes, it gives you lots of energy. Why? Because it contains carbohydrates. Okay? So students, what are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are energy giving food that provides energy to our body to work. Okay? And the sources of carbohydrates in food are rice, wheat, potato, corn. These are the food substance by which you get carbohydrate in your body. Okay. Now let us move to next content, that is protein. What are proteins? Okay. So students, what are proteins now? Proteins are nutrients that build our body. We need protein in our food so that it builds up our body. Okay, for the growth of our body, what do you need? You need proteins. If there is no protein in your food, you will be lacking in your growth. You will not grow properly. Okay, for the growth of our body and various different metabolism and various different functions in our body, for the growth of our body, we need what? We need protein. Okay, what do we need? We need protein in our food, and these proteins help our body to grow and repair and also build our muscles. Okay, proteins build up our muscles in our body and it helps us in our growth, in the growth of our body. Okay, if there is lack of protein in our food, our body does not grow well. Okay, the muscles will not build up. That is why we need protein in our food. Okay, and these proteins are known as bodybuilding foods. What are protein known as? Proteins are also known as bodybuilding food because it helps in the growth of our body. Okay, now you are growing up. Yes or no? You are growing taller, you are growing stronger. How are you growing? Because you are eating food that contains protein. If you don't eat food that contains protein, your body will not grow well. Okay, so to grow well, you need protein in your food. And students, what are the sources of protein? Milk, egg, cheese, fish, meat, beans, pulses, etc. These are the sources of protein in our food. Milk contains protein. Okay, that is why it is said drink milk every day so that you will grow healthy. You will grow taller. Okay, that is why you need to drink milk every day. Milk contains protein. Okay, then egg contains protein, cheese contains protein. Okay, fish, then meat, then beans, pulses. Pulses means the dal that you eat. Pulses, it also contains what? Protein. Okay, so these are the protein food items that you need to eat every day so that your body gets protein. Okay, the nutrition of protein. Understood? Now let us move to the next content, that is fats. What are fats? Okay. Now students, let us study about another nutrient, that is fats. Why do we need fat in our body? Okay. Fat are nutrients that provide more energy to our body than food items rich in carbohydrates. Okay. Fat also keeps our body warm. Our body needs adequate amount of fat. Fat stored in our body is used for later use. Okay. Now what is fat, student? Fat is also a form of carbohydrate. It is also a form of carbohydrate which gives our body more energy than the food rich in carbohydrates. Okay. Fats in our body gives us energy to do more amount of work. It gives us more energy than that food items, those are rich in carbohydrates. Okay, these fats are also a form of carbohydrate, but it gives us more energy. Okay, because these fats in our body stores energy. Okay, even if we don't eat food for 2-3 days, the fat stored in our body gives us energy, gives our body energy to stay healthy. That is why fats are very necessary in our body. These nutrients are very necessary in our body. Okay, but it should be in adequate amount. In adequate amount means in a limit quantity. Too much of fat in our body is also harmful because it leads to many severe diseases. Okay, many different diseases. Okay, these fats in our body should be in limited amount. Okay, we should not eat too much of fatty substances. The food should not contain so much of fats that we eat. Though fat is a nutrient and needed by our body, as it provides us more energy than the food rich in carbohydrate, but this fat should be consumed, should be taken in limited amount, that is adequate amount. The meaning of adequate is in a limit. We should eat food rich in fat, we should eat food that contains fat in limit amount, in a limited quantity. Okay, and the fat that is stored in our body is used for later use. Okay, suppose if we don't even eat food for 1 or 2 days, we will not fall ill immediately. Why? Because these fats stored in our body provides our body energy. Okay, that is why fat is needed in our body, but only in adequate amount, in limited amount. Okay, in limited quantity of, in food we should take only limited quantity of fats. Okay, now students, what are the sources of fat? From where can we obtain fat? Okay, this food items such as oil, ghee, butter, these are very rich in fats. These food are very rich in fat. That is why we should not eat too much of oily food also, and not so much of butter and cheese. These are, in a way, these are useful to our body, and in another way it is also harmful to our body. Okay, though it provides us energy, but we should always take this food in a limited quantity or in adequate amount. Understood, students? And food items like oil, ghee, butter are the sources of fat. Okay. So students, now let us study about vitamins. Okay. What are vitamins? Vitamins and minerals are nutrients that protect our body from diseases and keep us fit and healthy. Okay, what are vitamins? Vitamins are nutrients that keeps our body protected from disease, that protects our body from diseases. It protects our body from falling ill, from any kind of sickness. Okay, these vitamins in our body protects our body from diseases, and it keeps our body fit and healthy. Understood? These vitamins are called as protective food. Why are these vitamins called as protective food? Because these vitamins keeps and protect these vitamins protects our body from diseases. Okay, and it keeps our body fit and healthy. That is why these vitamins are also called as protective food. Okay, what are the vitamins that we have in our food? Okay, there are different vitamins. Some vitamins that is important for our body are vitamin A, vitamin B complex, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E and K. Okay, these are the vitamins that are needed by our body so that we stay fit and healthy and protected from different diseases. Okay, students, vitamins are of two types. How many types of vitamins are there? There are two types of vitamins, that is fat soluble and water soluble vitamins. One is fat soluble, that means the vitamins that we intake, that means the vitamins that we take, that is fat soluble. It gets mixed up with the fats that is in our body. And one is water soluble, which gets soluble with the water in our body. Our body is made up of water, you know or not? Yes, our body is made up of water, and some vitamins are water soluble. That means it gets mixed up with the urine, the sweat from, not sorry, the blood. Okay, it gets mixed up with the blood and the urine in our body, and that is why these vitamins are divided into two types, that is fat soluble and one is water soluble. Okay, fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, D, E and K. What are fat soluble vitamins? That is vitamin A, vitamin D and vitamin E. Vitamin A, D, E and K. Okay, these are the fat soluble vitamins, and water soluble vitamins are vitamin B and vitamin C. Okay, this vitamin A, D, E and K are soluble with the fat that is inside our body, the carbohydrates. Okay, it is soluble with the fats, and this vitamin B and C are soluble with the water that is present in our body. Okay, now let us read about the different vitamins and their sources and what are the functions of the vitamins. Okay, now students, can you see about vitamin A? Vitamin A are found in red, orange, dark green vegetables. Where do we find vitamin A? Vitamin A are found in red, orange and dark green vegetables. The vegetables which are red in color, orange in color, dark green vegetables, the green leafy vegetables are rich in vitamin A. Okay, and what is the function of vitamin A? Vitamin A improves our eyesight, our vision. Okay, our eyesight, it improves our eyesight and keeps our skin, hair healthy. Our skin and hair, this vitamin A keeps our skin and hair healthy. Okay, and it also enhances our growth and nervous system in our body. Understood? What is the function of vitamin A in our body? Vitamin A improves our eyesight. If you eat food rich in vitamin A, it will improve your eyesight. Okay, it will keep your skin and hair healthy. Understood? Then it will also enhance your growth. Enhance your growth means it will also develop your growth and your nervous system in our body. Understood? So students, in the picture, can you see different food items? These are the sources of vitamin A, like carrot, papaya, pumpkin, then peach, then broccoli, egg, spinach. All the green leafy vegetables are very rich in vitamin A. Okay? Now, what is B complex? Let us read about another vitamin, that is B complex. Okay? So now students, what is B complex? B complex is also a vitamin, and what are the sources of B complex? Whole grain, enriched bread and cereals, dry beans, peas, peanut butter, nut, meat, poultry, fish, egg, milk. All these things are rich in B complex. The food substance like bread and cereals, okay, like oats, bread and all, these are very rich in B complex. Then dry beans and peas. You know now what is peas and beans? These are also very rich in B complex. Okay. Then peanut butter, nuts. Okay. Then meat, poultry, fish, egg, milk are rich in B complex. These foods are rich in B complex. Okay. And what is the function of this B complex? Why do we need B complex vitamin in our body? Because it helps the body to use the energy from the food we eat. The food we eat that gives us energy or not. This B complex helps the body to use the energy from the food that we get. Okay, the energy that we get from the food, this B complex vitamins help our body to use that energy. Understood? Then helps brain, nerves and muscle function. The functioning of our brain, our nerves, our muscles, it helps in the good functioning. Okay, it helps our brain to work, our nervous system to work, our muscles to work. Okay, that is why we should eat food that are rich in B complex also. Okay, now let us move to the next, that is vitamin C. Why do we need to eat vitamin C? Okay. So students, this vitamin C helps our body to fight infections and keeps our gums and teeth healthy. What does this vitamin C do? This vitamin C helps our body to fight infections. If there is some infection in our body, if you eat food rich in vitamin C, it will help you to fight those infections. Okay, and it also keeps your teeth and gums healthy. If you eat food rich in vitamin C, your teeth and gums will be healthy. Okay, can you see the picture? These are the food sources of vitamin C, like orange, lemon, pineapple, banana, apples, strawberry, okay, watermelon, cabbage, capsicum. These are food that are very rich in vitamin C. Okay. Now, from where do we get vitamin D? What are the sources of vitamin D? And how does this vitamins help in our body? This vitamin D helps in proper absorption of calcium in our body. The food that we eat that contains calcium, this vitamin D absorbs the nutrient of the calcium in our body. Okay, this vitamin D absorbs the nutrients of the calcium, the nutrition of the calcium in our body. Okay, and what are the sources of vitamin D? From where can we get vitamin D? The main source of vitamin D is sunlight. Okay, if you stay exposed to sunlight, early sunlight, the early morning sunlight, if you stay exposed to sunlight, it gives you vitamin D that later absorb the nutrition and the nutrition that you get from the nutrients of the food. Okay, then cheese, milk, egg, fish, then yogurt, this all things, these provides us what? These provide us vitamin D. These are the food sources of vitamin D. Okay. Now students, what is vitamin E and K? Okay, vitamin E is a fat soluble nutrient. What is vitamin E? I told you about two types of vitamins, fat soluble and water soluble. This vitamin E is a fat soluble nutrient. Okay, that acts as an antioxidant in our body. This vitamin E acts as an antioxidant in our body and it is a fat soluble nutrient. Okay, it protects the cell from damage. It protects the cells of our body from damage. Students, you know our body is made up of many cells. Okay, millions of cells, and this vitamin E protects the cells of our body from getting damage. Okay, and convert the food that we eat into energy. The food that we eat, this vitamin E converts that food into the form of energy. Okay, and this vitamin E protects the cells of our body from getting damaged. Okay, and what is vitamin K? Vitamin K is also a fat soluble nutrient. Vitamin K is also a fat soluble nutrient. This vitamin E and K are both fat soluble nutrient. Okay, and this vitamin K helps in blood clotting. What do you mean by blood clotting? Suppose if your fingers get cut, okay, and your finger starts bleeding, after some time the blood stops or not? How does it stops? Because these bloods get clotted in our body. Okay, it gets clot in our body. That means it gets dried in our body. Okay, it clots in our body. This vitamin K helps in blood clotting. Understood? This vitamin K helps in blood clotting, bone metabolism, and regulating blood calcium levels. Okay, this vitamin K helps in blood clotting, bone metabolism, and it also regulates blood calcium level. The calcium level in the blood, it also regulates the calcium level of our blood of blood in our body. Okay, now let us do a quick revision. Okay, so students, what did we study today? We studied about food. What is food? Nutritious substance that plants and animals eat or drink to maintain life is known as food. Okay, the food that we eat daily to maintain our life and to stay healthy, to grow, that is called as food. Okay, then the food that we eat has got many substances. Okay, it has got many substances depending on the nutrition they provide, and the substances that food has are divided into many nutrients, and those are what? Those are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Okay, then what are nutrients and nutrition? Nutrients are the substance that is needed by our body for energy, good health, and proper growth. It is called as nutrients. Okay, nutrients are the food substance that are needed by our body for energy, for proper growth, for good health. Okay, then what is nutrition? The energy, the nourishment that we get from food is called as nutrition. The food that we eat, okay, the energy and the nourishment that we get from the food that we eat is called as nutrition. Okay, now what are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are called as energy giving food. Why? Because these carbohydrates provide our body energy to work. Okay, and what are the food items that are rich in carbohydrates? Food items like rice, wheat, corn, potato, etc. are very rich in carbohydrates. Okay, then what are proteins? Proteins are also called as energy giving food. Proteins are also known as energy giving food. Proteins are also called as bodybuilding food, not energy giving food. Okay, carbohydrates are known as energy giving food and proteins are called as bodybuilding food. Why? Because proteins build our body. It helps in growth. Okay, these proteins helps our body to grow and repair and build our muscles. It repairs and build our muscles. That is why proteins are called as what? They are called as bodybuilding food. And where do we find proteins? In which kind of food? We find proteins in milk, egg, cheese, fish, beans, pulses, etc. Okay. And then what is fat? Fat are also a form of carbohydrates which gives us more energy than the food that are rich in carbohydrates. Okay? Fat are also a form of carbohydrate only that gives us more energy than carbohydrates. Okay? These fats in our body keeps our body warm. It keeps our body warm. Okay? And we need to eat food that are rich in fat in adequate amount, in limited amount, because too much of fat in our body may lead to disease. Okay, may lead to some kind of sickness. That is why our body needs adequate amount of fat. And the fat that is stored in our body is used for later use. Okay. The fat that is stored in our body can also be used for later use. Even if we don't eat for 1 or 2 days, we will not fall sick, because the fat that is stored in our body will give us energy. Okay. Then food items such as oil, ghee, butter, etc. are rich in fats. Okay. Then what are vitamins? Vitamins are nutrients that protect our body from diseases and keep us fit and healthy. That is why these vitamins and minerals are also called as protective food. Okay. Then what are the important vitamins that are required by our body? Those are vitamin A, vitamin B complex, then vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. Okay, and vitamins are divided into two types, that is fat soluble and water soluble. Fat soluble are vitamins that get mixed up with the fats that is stored in our body, and water soluble vitamins get mixed up with the water that is stored in our body. Okay, vitamin A, D, E and K are fat soluble vitamins, and vitamins B and vitamin C are water soluble vitamin. Okay. Then what are the sources of vitamin A and what is the function of vitamin A? Vitamin A improves our eyesight, yes, and keeps our skin and hair healthy. Okay, it keeps our skin and hair healthy. Okay, and it also enhances the growth and the nervous system of our body. It also helps in the growth and good functioning of the nervous system in our body. Okay. Food that are red, orange and dark green in color, green leafy vegetables are very good source of vitamin A. Okay. Then vitamin B complex helps the body to use the energy that we get from the food, that we obtain from the food. This vitamin B helps our body to use the energy that we obtain from the food. Okay. And it also helps our brain, nervous system and muscles to function well. Okay. Now what are the sources of vitamin B? Like peanut butter, nut, meat, milk, eggs are very good source of vitamin B. These food are very good source of vitamin B. Okay. Then vitamin C. This vitamin C in our body fights infection and keeps our gums and teeth strong and healthy. This vitamin C helps infections in our body and keeps our teeth and gums healthy. Okay. Foods such as like lemon, orange, pineapple, banana, then potato, then watermelon, these are very good source of vitamin C. Okay, lemon is a very good source of vitamin C. Okay. Then vitamin D. What does this vitamin D do? Vitamin D absorbs the calcium. Okay, it absorbs the calcium that we get from the food in our body. This vitamin D absorbs the calcium that we get from the food in our body. Okay, and the main source of vitamin D is sunlight. Okay, the main source of vitamin D is sunlight. Cheese, milk, egg, fish, then yogurt, these are the other sources of vitamin D. Okay, then vitamin E and K are fat soluble vitamins. Okay, this vitamin E and K are fat soluble vitamins. Vitamin E is an antioxidant in our body. Vitamin E acts as an antioxidant in our body. Okay, it protects the cells from getting damaged and convert the food into energy that we eat. Understood? Then vitamin K helps in blood clotting, bone metabolism and regulation of blood calcium levels in our body. Okay, so students, that was all for today. Okay, now in the next part we will study further about minerals and other contents of this topic. Okay, students, you please practice this question at home. Okay, question number 1, what is food? What is food? The substance that animals or plants eat to maintain life and for proper growth is known as food. Yes or no? You write the definition of the food. Okay. Name the main nutrients found in the food. What are the nutrients? Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Okay. Then you write what are carbohydrates and you also write the sources of carbohydrate. Okay. Then what are proteins? What are the sources of proteins? Okay. What are fats? What are sources of fats? Okay. Then what happens to the extra fat in our body? What happens? The extra fat in our body is used for later use. Yes or no? We only need limited quantity of fat in our body. Yes or no? And the fat that is stored in our body is used for later use. Okay? You write this answer and after that you write what are vitamins. Okay? What are vitamins? You write about the vitamins. So students, that was all for today's topic. In the next class, we will continue further with the second part of this topic. Okay? See you students.